Greetings, Torg Eternity fans. It is the 30th of January. We've taken a couple of weeks off due to various real-life things that have been taking place, and we're going to attempt to play here. I may snuggle in last week's recording because we were going to try and play, and then we only had half of our group be able to show up due to real-life issues. Our intrepid heroes wound up in a fight against the Carib last week, and basically wound up kicking their butts pretty good. I was not expecting the dice rolls and the card play that came out so well last week, and it's actually fun to see it, but at the same time can be disconcerting when you set up a carefully planned battle and your players just wipe it out in one stroke. Well, that's okay. It was coming towards the end of the evening by the time the end of round 2 came about, and it was time for them to stop. There were 2 or 3 other Caribs that they could have fought against, but it just doesn't make sense to continue that fight in our story without a legitimate reason. We're going to try and apply that legitimate reason tonight through role-playing, but you'll just have to see if and how that comes about. Well, let's go ahead and get to our story. What happened, what was it, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago now?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago? What do you guys remember?
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. I remember.
We fought the Carib.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Unfortunately, they wound up being pretty easy because you guys had some really awesome dice rolls and some really great card play. I want to take a second and thank you guys for being here tonight. I know it's really hard to coordinate sometimes getting things done. So I really appreciate y'all being here. Thank you. Okay, so I've got a note down here on the bottom of the canvas that says end combat and perform end of scene completion. So I'm going to go over to the combat thing, and I am going to go ahead and end that combat, but you guys need to go into your card pools and or your hands, and I can direct you guys again if you need me to about how to do that. And you need to uncheck all of your cards. Does anybody need any direction on how to get there?
Not at the moment.
Our cards.
And everything's unchecked.
Okay. Do that for Cret.
Where are my cards?
Okay. It is the fourth icon from the right. It looks like a little guy on actually a card. To the left of the musical symbol, the cleft, I guess it's called.
Got it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So now I need to do what to these?
Just uncheck them. Make sure they're unchecked.
Okay.
And since it's the end of the scene, we need to do end of scene completion. So let me get out my general game information, advancement, and completion. So, all right, and I'll show it to everybody.
She also could have just opened her character sheet and clicked open hand.
That's right. That's right. I forgot about that part. Thank you for the reminder. So let's see. All right, so what I just showed all of you, the advancement and completion, go ahead and scroll down and you can see what's going on. We're ending a scene and getting ready to go to another one. All players shuffle their pools back into their hands if necessary. Y'all have already done that. Does anybody have less than 4 cards? Actually, I'm sorry. Didn't we have a successful glory?
No.
No, we
didn't.
Okay, that's right. So it's still 4 cards. So
wait a minute. Didn't I get one?
No, you rolled really high for the.
Oh, that's right. But I activated it. I didn't get a glory on it though. Okay, yeah.
Right.
Okay, hang on. Let me. It's bugging me. I'm going to try and look back in our history and see what.
No, he's right. It wasn't a glory. It was just a very high roll, alertness check to see the things.
The carob?
It wasn't the glory, but I did get to do my. I have magic goggles now.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You got your +1 find magic goggles. Okay, gotcha. Did I ever make those up for you? Because I don't think I did. Okay. Let me. Okay, so Connor, you just got rid of one of your cards.
Yep.
Yeah, you need to. If you. Okay, so players with a hand of less than 4 draw or have dealt cards up to 4. Once the step is announced, players may no longer exchange cards for possibilities. Players with a hand of more than 4 must choose which cards to discard down to 4, unless they have a perk or card that allows otherwise, or have completed a recent glory in the previous act. Jamie.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you have Step B. You have Maelstrom. You have Second Wind, Inspire, and Backup Plan. Which one of those would you like to drop? And I can read them to you if you need me to.
Read just the cards again.
Okay, Step B, Maelstrom, Second Wind, Inspire, and Backup Plan.
What's Maelstrom? Can you
Okay,
read that one to me?
yes. Maelstrom, until the end of the hero's next turn, no one may spend possibilities or use abilities from Eternity Shards or Darkness devices, including travel via dim thread. What that means is nobody. Not just you player characters, but nobody in the round. If you've got reality-rated characters, even that are on the other side, even they can't spend possibilities or use a Darkness device or shards or anything like that.
Drop that one.
Okay. I'm on the wrong screen here. So let me discard Maelstrom. All right, that one's post-Hostios. Okay.
Thank you.
You bet. Let's see. Each player then has the option to discard another card of their choosing if they have one in particular they do not like, for the ability to draw or be dealt another card. Remember, it's up to a maximum of 4. Do any of you have cards you don't like?
Yes.
Okay, so you have the ability to drop one and then to draw one. And that, what you do is you go back over to your cards and you go to the Destiny card, or no, that's Destiny discard. Let's see, the Destiny deck, it's in alphabetical order below those top 4 decks. Okay, you would go down to Destiny deck and pop that open.
Why can't I just hit draw destiny in my little thing?
Wait a minute, can you do that?
One.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what it says anyway.
Well, I'll be boogered. Yes, it does, doesn't it? Okay, yeah, why don't you draw Destiny from there?
Okay.
Can I play a card and then get a new one?
No, you're in between scenes. You are in between scenes, so you're in a transition. So playing a card is the same as dropping a card for a possibility. So or to draw a new card. So then, Jamie, do you have any that you want to drop for Kret that you would like a replacement for?
No, I'm good.
Okay, then I'm going to close that. And all right, does anybody have anything that they need to do before we move on to scene 2?
Yeah, I'll just swap this for a new card if I could.
Which one?
How do I get it?
Okay.
Or whatever.
Well, hang on just a minute. Let's see. Can you click on that? No. Okay. Not play, but display for all players. So you're in your card stack for Penny. It's the third icon from the right. You've got the actions column, and then you've got the first icon. There you go. There you go.
Wait,
Idea.
Not that one. Not that one.
Not
Sorry.
that one?
What is this one? This one. There we go.
Okay. Attuned. Play to draw a Cosm card. Hold on a minute. Let's get into the new scene real quick, and I'll keep in mind that you want to play that. Once we've finished everything between scenes, then you'll be able to do that, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, but remember, that's only for a Cosm card. That's not for a new Destiny card. So,
Oh, no, you don't understand. This is a Destiny card.
yes, but you play it to get a new Cosm card.
Yeah, just play it to get a new custom. I asked if I could play it and still get a new card.
Oh, is that the
He
one
said
that you?
no, and I said, well,
Is that the one you
yeah,
want to
that's what I
drop?
yeah, it's one I want to drop and just get a new Destiny card.
Okay, then go ahead and discard that and get a new Destiny card.
Where's discard? There it is.
Yeah.
Discard, draw Destiny card,
Oh
done.
man.
Okay.
So attuned. Let's see, attuned. That you just dropped that card and you picked up another one. Gotcha. Okay. So where am I?
Jim?
Yes.
Jim?
What's up?
Yeah. Can we trade cards in this particular?
Not between scenes. No, not between scenes, y'all.
No, just checking. Dang it.
Yeah. Sorry about that. But not between scenes. We're
trade cards I thought you can trade cards pretty much in between. From hand to hand when you're not in combat or anything like that.
When you're not in combat, yes, but you still have to be in the scene. Okay, so if you guys want to trade cards after we get into the scene, we can do that. But when you're discarding cards or replenishing cards between scenes and or between acts, that is an individual thing. It's not a team thing. So, make sense? Okay. Okay. So, all right.
Oh, that's over with. On with the game.
On with it. Okay, so, all right. Shortly after the attack is over, the Spindrift continues on her merry way. It's not that she stopped, maybe slowed down a little bit, but y'all keep moving. But after about 2 hours, you see another vessel on the horizon, and it slowly grows in size as it approaches. When it's close enough, a flag of peace, not necessarily a white flag, but say the symbol of Dunat or something on a white field, raises up into the air on one of the masts, and the ship continues to approach. And Captain Skywise orders his men to likewise raise a flag of peace. And then, let's see, I need to catch up here. Oh, goodness, why did I do that?
Are the two ships still moving towards each other?
Yes.
Okay, and can I go my non-combat speed and like do a flyover of their boat?
Yeah, you should be able to. Why can't I delete this? Carib. Okay, so sure. You're just trying to kind of view things, right?
Just eyeball the deck, yeah. Oh, speaking of which, I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to say this. I wanted to use my 5 XP right away. Because I wanted to shove up my fine to 3.
Okay. Then don't forget to annotate that in your records, so that yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see. Now I need to go here. Oh, come on. And then I can change all these guys. Okay, now, this is going to be difficult to do. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, I'm going to have to do this basically one thing at a time, because it's not going to let me do it otherwise. Okay, so, hang on. All right, now I'm gonna kind of keep these guys starboard for a little while. Let me get all of them. Because it doesn't allow me to bring all of the sailors at the same time I bring the ship, because the ship is a tile. So, and there's no vehicles yet in the game. But Matt Ritchie is working on that. Okay, so I'll have to move everything again here in a few minutes. All right, so you go to do a flyover, and you see this guy. Are you able to move about? What I'll do?
Sorry?
You know what? I'll just shift it. There we go. We'll kind of center it that way. Go ahead and move Dogfight out a little bit at his normal speed. Where you want to place him?
Figure out where the hell I am.
You're towards the fore of the ship.
Here he is. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna have to get those guys lined up. Okay, so you're kind of flying over like that. Are you still only at 8 meters above the deck of the Huh?
No, much higher. I'm up to like 20.
Okay. Well, you can change that if you want to represent that. You do notice that there are a couple of guys with dwarvish rifles that are aimed in your direction. You heard the captain, which is this fella up here. Obviously, he barked an order and raised his spyglass to look at you. And you can see him kind of tilt his head to the right a little bit.
I wave.
You wave, and his expression turns to one of, okay, what is going on here? And so you basically have the ability to improve relations immediately, if you will. And the captain just kind of smiles at you, but you can tell he seems to be something of a, how do I put this? He's very gregarious, if you will. He's got a smile on his face, and he basically yells to the air, "Hail, fellow Storm Knight!"
Hail from the Nile.
You're in denial?
No, I'm a Nile mystery man.
Ah, well, I've not heard of the Mystery Men, but I'll take your word for it. And he says, "Come aboard."
I'm about as aboard as I need to be. I'm good.
Well, I can understand your reticence.
I'll come down. I'll come down to float like 3 meters over the deck.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's still 10 feet up in the air, so you should be safe there.
Yeah.
But again, you can change your level so that I don't have to remember it. So
I know how to do it.
he tries to raise up his hand to shake yours, and he kind of balls it back up and withdraws it, and he says, "So you say you're a mystery man?"
I am.
Well, as long as you're an ally, then we will welcome you aboard. I understand.
All of the mystery men of Nile are allies of the Delphi Council and anyone fighting the High Lords.
Yes, and that is just right in my book. So a lot of his men turn around and stuff to kind of look at you. Let's get those guys in the right direction. Kind of look at you and take you in. They've never seen one of your kind before. They recognize human beings and everything, but they don't completely recognize, like your jacket, the goggles you have on your head or whatever.
Are they all dwarves?
No, these are all humans.
Okay, cool. All right, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he says, "I understand Elranna of House Garrick has planted her flag in this particular vessel, at least temporarily. Would that be true?
I don't know. No offense, I don't know you. So, and I'll appreciate the fact that you've invited me aboard your ship. I'm not really one to be doing interpersonal relationships for the lady.
Well, that's all right. We'll be alongside Captain Skywise's vessel in a moment, and we'll be able to determine so for ourselves. And with that,
All right. That sounds good. I'm going to head back over.
Okay. We'll meet you in minutes. Okay, yeah, I have not shown the Torg recording this entire time. I'm a knucklehead. All right. So, the vessel is still en route. Is there anything any of the rest of you would want to do?
Well, I go get dressed for, like, receiving visitors in case they turn out to be hostile.
Sounds like a good idea to me, Mo. My brother.
Your brother from another lizard mother thing?
Something like that.
Okay, Chris, you were going to say something?
I was kind of like, you're not gonna ask them to, like, why were they asking about Elranna? So we haven't heard anything about them joining us.
Clearly, she's famous.
Who says we they tell us everything.
Well, I was like,
When I do come back, though, the first thing I do is go and tell the knight that apparently they're here to see her.
Okay. So, Elranna, hearing from you... Come on, man. Elranna, hearing from you, basically decides that she is going to go to the side of the vessel.
Let's just hope that her and the captain are not friends.
Yeah. Well, actually, she looks out. When you express who it is, she seems to relate that some fear, a little bit of actual fear, not caution, fear. And when she sees who it actually is on board that vessel, she disappears into the captain's stateroom. And
Okay.
By now, Captain Skywise is actually up. So he went to stand next to her. And of course, he's the one who got the flag up, but he went to stand next to her on deck. And he says, Captain Thane. Or let me get my voice back. Captain Thane. Good. He's always good for a nice drunk. We'll see if we can get him on board.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't.
With that, I sling my Tommy gun and, reach down and find my bottle of booze.
Wow.
Yeah.
switching from combat mode to party mode real quick here. Huh?
There is
Exactly.
no difference between the two.
Yeah.
A true son of Lana, he is.
Okay. So, let me get everything. Come on.
You just lost all your troops.
Yeah, they were drowning. The Carib came back and got them, and then decided that they tasted bad and spit them back out on deck. So, so.
We don't have a Carib stowaway or anything like that.
No Carib stowaways. So, Captain Thane comes basically amidships as his people put up a gang plank, and he calls Captain Skywise, permission to come aboard. And Vagger Skywise says, "Aye, come on." So he and he and his at least one XO come aboard. And he says, "I understand you have Elranna of House Garrick on board. Is that the truth?" "Aye." He says, "She's a great old friend of mine. No greater combatant have I ever known."
Well, then you won't be seeing her today.
Why do you say that?
Because she probably doesn't want to kill you.
The
Wait.
lady is under
What?
the lady is trying to protect you from
She's currently under a
From a
curse that
misfortune.
will make her attack anybody she knows.
Okay, well, Captain Thane goes to walk around and shake each of your hands in turn. Even Kret's hand. He says, "We have never met. I presume you're a Storm Knight from another place."
Matey.
Captain Skywise.
Aw.
Captain Skywise looks at you and scowls, and he says, "Not only are you hairy and you're short, but you're rude too." Ha!
I just roll my eyes. Bert just rolls his eyes. Like,
Impressive
whatever.
for a rat.
Yeah.
I will make a point of coming down low enough to actually shake his hand this time. and
Okay.
go back up.
Okay, all right.
Point of going down below to ask the lady if there's a message she wants to deliver to her friend.
Okay, so go ahead and move yourself over there to where she basically disappeared at, and you can deliver that while Captain Thane is walking around greeting everybody.
I'll miss what passes for formalities from
So you just kind
these
of
guys from our party.
okay.
Ah,
So you okay? So you
It's
just
okay.
kind of stomp away, or not stomp away, but move away rapidly.
no, not rapidly. Just while they're elsewhere, I'll just
Slip off.
I'll go below. Is that where she went down?
No, she went down over here, into the captain's cabin, which is usually aft. Okay.
Very good.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll just softly do so. I'm not calling attention to myself.
Okay. All right. Well, we know what. Well, kind of know what everybody's doing while Captain Thane is introducing himself. That reminds me, I wanted to show you guys who Captain Thane is. Where did he go? Where did he go? There he is. I don't know if I can get his picture or not. So, anyway, Thane continues to ask while he's walking around and greeting each one of you in turn about what this curse is. I'm going to take care of you guys first, and then I'll go back and we'll take care of you, Ginger. So, what is it about this curse?
Well,
I gesture towards Chris. He's our resident expert on curses.
I wouldn't say that, but I'll give you my best. Well, there's several kind of things about her situation. One, she's unable to let go of a spear. Two, that spear is indestructible. And three, that spear has the unfortunate side effect of making her attack everybody she knows and cares about.
He looks at you pretty seriously for a moment, and then he begins to chuckle. He actually begins to laugh at what you've just described to him. And he says, "Nonsense. Tell me why my friend doesn't actually want to see me."
No, it's that. I say, lighting up a cigar.
He looks at your cigar and walks up to you, and of course he's impressed and sort of terrified at the same time, and you can tell it in his demeanor, but he puts on a bold face and he puffs his chest out and he says, "Do you have another one of those?"
I clamp mine in between my teeth and do that thing where I let the smoke come out my nostrils as I pull out another one and hand it to him and go, "Yeah, here you go. Yeah. Best cigars in all of Lundenium."
Lundenium? Oh, you were recently in London, eh?
Absolutely was. Wonderful town.
He goes to imitate you, never having had a cigar himself, and
Jesus Christ.
Oh, no.
and he
Mind
sticks.
you, when I say the best cigar in all of Londinium, I mean the cheapest ass nasty cigar that I could find, because I love them. They taste like swamp and they make me feel
At home.
All shades of icky.
all shades of icky. I think they're awesome. Everybody else looks at me like I'm smoking some sort of cheap off-brand Turkish cigarette.
Anyway,
Hold on.
okay.
Hold on. I was gonna add on to what Mo said. Although I did get pretty daggum lost in London. I tell the guy I did get pretty lost in London.
He turns his head over his shoulder and looks back at you, and he says, "So you've been to London too?"
Yes, sir, I have.
What is your name?
Crit Emberjaw, at your service.
He doesn't really get a chance to put the cigar in his mouth so much as he switches it over to his left hand and puts his right on his sword. "Are you the Rat King?"
Yeah, but
I
know.
used. Hold on. Don't draw your sword out. Do not. I used to be the Rat King, but now I have completely changed. So please, do not draw your sword. I am innocent.
He looks down at you further and kind of tries to stare into your blackened eyes and tries to suss out the truth for himself, and eventually he starts to giggle a little bit, and that goes into a full-blown chuckle. Couldn't happen to a nicer rat.
Hey,
I take that as a compliment.
once the goddess moves in you, it turns you into a whole new person, or rodent.
His head turns back to you so rapidly that his trireme or his tricorn actually shifts on his head.
1507 inches total today.
Jamie, mute yourself.
Does it like shift all the way to so that another corner's facing forward?
No, it's not quite that bad. It's let's just say the forward point is over his left eye or over his right eye when he finishes switching his head around, and he's staring back at Mo. And the giggle continues as he readjusts that tricorn, and he goes and he looks at you, Mo, and looks down at the cigar as he's moving it towards his face, and he keeps looking up and at you and down at the cigar, and he eventually puts it in his mouth, thinking that he's got everything in shape. Okay, but he hasn't bit off the end of it. So he's like, "Do you have fire?"
Chris,
I'm not your personal lighter.
Wait a minute. He is not a personal lighter.
Well, thanks for being such a good friend, huh?
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah.
Oh, I can totally dose you down with some the seawater real quick, but I'm not gonna light a cigarette for you.
Okay. What's that?
Oh, nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. I just break out my lighter and like do things in a much less cool way.
Are you gonna at least tell him that he's handling the cigar wrong? Didn't cut off the end.
No.
Like you wouldn't know anyway.
It wouldn't be the full experience otherwise.
Yeah. So do you go and try and light the cigar for him? Because you're about to waste a perfectly good cigar.
It's not perfectly good. Yeah.
Okay.
I use my sexy lizard Zippo.
Okay.
Which will give the cigar a wonderful cigarette lighter fluid taste as well.
There you go. That's just awesome. Okay, so a flame starts up on the tip of the cigar, and he's staring at the flame. His eyes get a little bit bigger because the flame is not going out just yet. He goes to try and draw off of the cigar because he's had pipes no, he's had pipes before. Okay, and he's like, I'm getting no air here. Got no smoke. And then the fire on the cigar goes out, and he's got nothing on it so far. He's like, am I missing something?
I don't know. These are specially blessed by the goddess, and if she doesn't approve of you, then she won't give you the blessing of Lanala.
Yes, you mentioned this Lanala. However,
yes,
I know nothing of her.
She is the goddess of life in all things. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
I realize with your big old sharp teethuses, you don't actually have to, but the humans of us have to cut the things off for a little bit.
I look like massively like disappointed that he's ruining my joke.
Captain Thane looks up at Dogfight and just nods his head, and then he says, I should just be able to bite the tip off, yeah?
Yeah. That
family show. Okay, so he does that. He calls back up to you, Dogfight. Is it both ends or just the one?
I don't touch those nasty things. I think it's just the one.
He kind of he squints his eyes together and he's like, I'm gonna bite off both ends just in case. And he does that just a little bit off the end.
Wait. I was like, when I see him start going to bite for the lit end of the cigarette, I'm like, hold on.
No, it's not lit anymore.
That's
it went out.
Lit.
No, it went out. A cigar will not stay lit unless there's air to go through the...
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, to go through the leaves. So, all right. So he's done that, and he says, try me again.
All right.
Okay.
Here you go, Captain.
And he takes an immediate puff off of it this time, and he starts coughing his head off. But he tries to put on a brave front, and he's like, thank you, Mo. He says, I understand jokes. I pull them all the time.
Yeah. I'm afraid my friends don't. They have no sense of humor. Yeah.
Don't have your sense of
I
humor,
pull
Mo.
out the half bottle of wine that I still have from drugging all the other wizards. So why don't we
No.
why don't we go have a few drinks and see if we can't discuss the fine points of the worship of Lunala. I think that she would do well. Look what she's done to Kret.
My friend, I'm sorry. I don't have that kind of time. I came to say hello to Elranna, and then I'll have to go. You say that she's cursed. What mission is she on to... what mission is she on that she has a bunch of Storm Knights aiding her?
Getting uncursed.
Really? I wish that I could help in that endeavor. Okay, I need... Let's see. Here's what I'm going to do. Let's see. Chris. Where are you? There you are. Okay, so you were the one who described the most... Come on, get that sheet open. What was going on with the curse. I want you to roll persuasion with a +3. And don't forget, you can shift and click on the skill to get the advanced, yeah. Turn over here.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
You've got to be freaking kidding me. Okay. Okay, that's okay. You didn't put any modifier in it.
I did.
I'm not seeing a +3 anywhere. Skill value 9. Bonus is -10. So even with the +3, that would be a 3. Fortunately, you generally cannot disconnect over interaction skills. Do you have anything in your hand that you would like to play to improve that, like a second chance? Because it is a mishap.
No.
Anybody have a second chance? Pop open Kret here.
Oh.
Nope, that's a second win, not a second chance. Okay, so Peaches.
I'm far away.
Yes,
I
no.
haven't been interacting with this.
No, you're fine. We're backing up time just a little bit. She's like, I'm perfectly innocent. Leave me alone.
I am so not involved.
Thank you for this.
So,
all right.
Okay, so you get into you get into the captain's quarters, and you see Elranna on the other end, at the other end of the dinner table, and she is pacing back and forth rapidly. She is fretting over something, and I think you know what that is already. But
yes, if he really is a friend of yours, I say, give me a message to him or tell me what you want to say to him, and we'll try to get him away from here.
She stops and she looks at you and says, "You are truly a noble woman. We shall do that. Tell him I must avoid him for now, but I will come and see him as soon as this curse," and she holds the spear out, "is lifted. I cannot see him right now. I do not want him to die."
Very well.
Will you please deliver that for me?
I shall. But is there any personal message or code word, or otherwise something that only you would say to him, or no?
She thinks back on it. She tries to think back on it.
Good, yeah.
And let's see, I've got to try and make something up here. About...
Hey, like the last quest we just did. Something like that. You know?
Well, she says he would... many people know about the last quest that we held together, for it was on dry land, and he is not typically without his sea legs. So, Okay. Okay, this can go with it. The way you will know me is that you used a blunderbuss to bring me down, to cut the rope of a trap that I fell into on the island northeast of Tortuga.
There we go.
You used a blunderbuss to cut a rope. The trap you fell into in an island northeast of Tortuga.
Yes.
Got it.
That is perfect. Thank
Well,
you. Thank you, Lady Peaches.
I kind of think, I get probably a really rather odd look on my face, but on it, I tell her.
And she nods and goes back to pacing.
Yes.
Okay, now it's your turn to go back to Captain Thane and to roll a persuasion.
Me?
Yes.
Okey-dokey.
And you're getting back to Captain Thane about the same time he's starting to get up in arms over what he believes Chris has told him is a lie.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy.
Complete and absolute lie.
Yeah, you totally said something that took him off or made him highly suspicious. All right, persuasion, right?
Oof. Oof.
Oh no.
Oof. Now,
you know what? I'm just gonna spend. I'm gonna spend a possibility, and
don't forget to click your character. And you can click your token, and then hit the possibility on that card, if indeed you're going to spend a possibility. See, that's
There.
much better.
There.
Okay.
I managed not to muffle the message, and then tell him that she's since hail and well met. She remembers the time you saved her from the trap with a blunderbuss from the island on Tortuga northwest.
Close enough.
See, and then I get much better, and then I kind of remember, and then I suddenly it makes a whole bunch of sense.
Okay. Yeah, his a matter of fact, let me see what his sheet is like. Come on, pop open. For some reason things are going slow again tonight. Okay, let's see. He does not have persuasion. Persuasion falls under what?
Charisma.
Charisma.
Yeah,
So
charisma.
but his charisma is a 10. You beat him by 8. So he's getting ready to point at Chris and call him a liar, and then he would go to draw his rapier and his wheellock out of his left holster, out of his holster on the right hand side of his hip. But then you walk up and begin explaining what you explain, and he makes sure everything is seated again where it belongs. And he stares at you kind of distrustfully, but he looks back and forth between you and Chris, and he says, I understand. Will you please deliver the message to the lady that I look forward to seeing her again without the curse?
Absolutely, and I'm sure she thinks the same.
Then I look forward
It'd be my
again.
pleasure to do it.
I look forward again to another adventure with her. At that, he turns to Captain Skywise. He says, Captain, I must take my leave.